+234-817-665-6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
What takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with non-sizzling cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans? It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of Knorr cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So, go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Get ready to ignite your world with the all-new Tecno Spark 20.
That's right, the Spark 20 with its stunning display and powerful features is here to redefine your smartphone experience.
We've also partnered with Google and MTN to bring you even more. With the Spark 20, Google apps and loads of free MTN data, your digital life just got smarter and more connected.
Grab your Tecno Spark 20 today and step into a world where style meets technology.
Tecno, stop at nothing.
Official partner of the African Cup of Nations 2023.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying YouTube made for you.
Fantastic conversations.
Good to see you again. It's good weather. You want to agree with that?
Yeah, I love weather. Trending music. Traffic updates.
Ojaoba and Cherokee intersections is good. There's no cause for alarm.
Sports. And everything fun is right here on Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't touch that dial.
Thank you very much. For still staying with the dial, Mainland 98.3 FM. By 5:30, the full bulletin will come through, and by 6 o'clock, we'll swing into the Monday edition of Sport Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. Like I said yesterday, it wasn't a good outing, but hey, I will move on. We did our best. Sometimes your best is not always enough. Well, I've been speaking with I had the conversation with Dr. Layi Oladipupo, the acting director of the Student Support Service from ADEKUNLE University. He's an active member of ASUU at the local chapter and also at the national level, and he's also a lecturer in the Department of Philosophy from the same institution. And we looked at the issue of the student loan, how workable is that scheme in the face of the economic hardship that we have in this country. How much more should the government do in terms of being intentional about fixing education in this country? Also look at the issue of ASUU, the agitations of ASUU. 638 million naira was set to have been released for the Tertiary Institution Intervention Fund for 2024. How far can that take, especially with the agitations of ASUU? And again, we also look at the minimum wage. Comrade Joe Ajero, the national president of ASUU, of NLC was on TV over the weekend, and it was very clear on the position when ASUU goes into the negotiation with the committee that was set up by the federal government on fixing the new minimum wage. I'm really optimistic, and that the committee should or will be able to do a thorough job. I don't want us to, for any reason, close down our public institutions again. I mean, in 2022, 10 months from February to October, that's a lot of time. And so a lot of people start asking questions. Do we really value education in this country? A country that has over 60% of its population to be young people within the ages of 18 and success of the student loan. But hopefully, if you get our data right, and there's been a talk of the fact that the conditions to access the loan is quite discriminatory. Maybe the government can look into all of that, hand 1 or 2 reviews to it, and then let's just try it out if it's going to work. It's a democracy that we're practicing, so we have the chance to put our trial and errors on the table to the test, and let's see how much how better we can get as a nation. 0913-600-0410. Join the conversation. I couldn't keep Dr. Oladipupo on the line. He has to be in a meeting, so that I had to let him go by 5 o'clock. But don't worry. Let's just have a conversation around some of the things that I discussed with him. 0913-600-0410. Hello, good evening.
How are you, Okoyemi?
I'm doing good. Good to have you join us
Long
today.
time. You have Ambassador Musba here from Mission.
You're welcome.
Okoyemi, your guest has spoke well. Is it just, loan, when you talk about loan, you always come with some difficulties. So, just appeal to the federal government to make this loan very accessible to the students, not to attach more condition to it. Okay? And if possible, according to the situation of the country now, they should increase the loan. Yeah, they need to increase it. Sure, stamina. But they make it very easy, accessible, and easy for students to meet the condition, and they should make it fast. That is that. On the issue of the Ajero, I think I also agree with your guest. To me, if talk about the weak organization is LLC. They are so weak, lack of I'm part of this for some time, but they decide to back out. Because tell me, why? In the middle of the country, is it increment of salary, wages, only when no LLC for? Is it possible for LLC to become part of those who go to make the economy? Look, anything I saw today, all others must be open for some commodities. They can do it. Rice, please, people fight on. Open the right is coming. Anything can do. They will not do that. Asking for 1 million. It's like they are not serious at all. They are not serious at all. They have a lot to do than what they are doing right now. To me, I don't recognize them anymore. I'm not saying that's my opinion. I'm not recognizing them anymore. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Musba, for joining us on the show today. 0913-600-0410. I think one of the things about policies like this is even when the implementation starts, it's still open for review. I've had interaction with a couple of students, and they are not as optimistic as I expect them to be in respect to the student loan. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Good evening very much.
Thank you for joining us. I'm good. How was your weekend?
Very amazing. But super yes, thank you very much. Let me take you back to your Thursday program. When you came on studio on your Thursday, one of the first questions you were asked is it this super group that will bring unity to Nigeria each time they are playing Nigeria? A good number of us give attention to them. Yes, the answer it is yes or no. We have a leader who can bring us to unity. And I will give you an example. Look the 8 years of Buhari. Look 105 days of Professor ภิ𝗍, and look your current president. Among the two who have brought the unity, among the three that brought us together as a one. Now that is just the answer. Just look at it. Now the issue of Ajero, number one, it cannot work. That the federal government will pay 1 million. That should be the far. Is it the government that yet to implement most of the things that they promise the people that will not pay 1 million? That is another side. But the issue of the student loan, okay, when we have people who have a vision, the issue of student loan will come to reality. But now, we are just playing trying and error because the people over there, number one, they are lack of vision and they don't have the spirit of God to lead people godly. If I may ask, can you just help him? How many states implement the 30,000 minimum wage, and how many states that are yet to fulfill also this day? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ufoma. I will definitely get you that data. 0913-600-0410. Don't forget, you can also drop your comment on Facebook, facebook.com/Mila98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Boye.
Good to have you join us on the show today.
Thank you. This is Oladipupo.
Oladipupo, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Alimosho here.
Okay.
Yes. Mr. Boye, it's really very unfortunate. Most of our President Tinubu, policy is irritating and has, in fact, it has no meaning. It's more or less a joker, and you should understand that we are no more doing politics. We are in a situation where we want to serve us with reality. You understand? So this is exactly what we want from him. And let's talk about the issue we are talking about student loan. The issue of student loan. Look, Mr. Okoyemi, if you go to most of these higher institutions, you will lament how students are suffering. The whole set is dilapidated. The parents, spend money. In fact, the bond they are having, parents has to repair it. No, not talk of now when there is a heat. There's no electricity. So what are we talking about? All these things there. You are talking of loan. If you that's what the of his policy is joker. You should understand that Nigeria, he is the president of this country. We want him to be factual with us. We don't want him to be deceiving us. He knows what we are suffering. You understand? So these are the issues, and that's why I agree with your caller, your guest. That look, most of these facilities, we use the money there, in giving the students and then enabling environment. Is it not better than for you to be telling them to come and take a loan with a lot of condition that is not workable? How dare him? Condition that you said they should be looking for judges, looking for the civil servant or whatever. How possible is that? So, well, that is on that anyway, but it's unfortunate, but we want him to rethink his step. Whatever he do to us is legacy. Now we are suffering because of the downfall of our naira, which, if you hear what is happening in Africa yesterday, some people are thinking that Nigeria currency, jaga. I'm telling you, we had everything.
Thank you.
Yes. So, but the issue of Ajero is part of the people that have messed with our economy. So he doesn't know what he's doing. All his demand is a self-center. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 0913-600-0410. The reason I said to bring up this student loan scheme is that another academic session will start for a couple of other institutions, and then the whole conversation around payment of tuition fee would also come up. And the federal government said the student loan scheme would kick off in January. News some time ago that the portal is ready. I don't know if it's accessible for now. They've also released the list of the banks that would participate in the scheme of our education. Even though a lot of people share some fears in respect to the. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, your name and where you calling from?
This is Pastor Badamasi from Sulu.
You're welcome, Pastor. Good to have you today.
Yes, this student loan scheme is a laudable project. They should allow it to work. Now, strategically, we have our universities filled with people who are not supposed to be there. Universities are being filled with students who are not supposed to be there. Some of them should go and learn work, trade, other things. But they are there. When you bring these people out, they cannot perform as a graduate. We should have a means to selecting these people. If they put the loan, if you apply for a loan, then which means you are qualified to be there because you have to pay back. So these are the things we are talking about. Not you Hello?
I'm with you.
Not you collect loan, then you go away with the loan. What they are trying to do is to make sure those who are in universities are those people that should be there, not anybody. When in Nigeria today, there are more graduates than laborers. There are more graduates than mechanics. So what we are saying today, now concerning minimum wage, the union leader Ajasin, it's not really up to the task, because what we should be expecting is efficiency in that sector where people civil service. If we have to do efficiency, it's called screening. People will go home.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me read messages on our social media platforms and your direct text messages. The so-called student loan acquisition by this government is chaotic and is cumbersome. That's Jonathan cost of living and survivor in Nigeria. How much would be the worth of the minimum wage? No amount would be enough for living wage, considering the realities of today. The government must do the needful if they have the clue to arresting devastate thrive before talking about living wage. For the student loan, it's all a fox, and it remains so based on the conditions attached to access the loan. Meanwhile, when does the government hope to secure the money for the loan? Okay. I wish I could provide some answers to that question, but thank you, Prince Leo Ozoma, for texting. 𝗪𝗏𝗀𝗃 𝗦𝗇 says, though it's sad, but from the moment that the entire country was put in a blackout on a day that Nigeria is playing AFCON finals, I wasn't surprised with the way the Super Eagles were playing, which shows that the country is okay. Thank you, 𝗪𝗏𝗃, but I will not take that last part of your message, but I appreciate. Dio Dada on Facebook says, I don't know why you're doing eye service for this government. Which student loan? Nigeria has the highest out of school children in the world due to insecurities, kidnappings, and also due to inflation and increase in school fees caused by this government for 8 months. Is this not intentional to destroy education, because they believe that the more educated you are, the more you'll be able to vote rightly and defend yourself? Even protesting same free education that made them what they are today, but they prefer to breed agberos for vote buying and intimidation. Okay, it's a shame that the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
You're live on radio. Good to have you join us, Mr. Lakunle.
I've always said it, and I'll continue to say it, that education is not cheap anywhere in the world. And I think we've enjoyed the education so much in Nigeria that subsidy has been part of us. I also enjoyed it, and I will blame government for allowing me to enjoy it, because as at then they should have stopped this subsidy, or to the best of my knowledge reduced it. But the truth of the matter is that what does 1.5 trillion do for education really? I think we have about over 2.2 or 2.3 million students in the university, federal universities, probably about 57 or 58 of them. Share it amongst them, that's about 1 million. How will a government that has 200 people be spending 1 million on one student? It doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, you have some primary schools under government, you have some secondary schools, you have vocational schools under government. So the truth of the matter is that we can't continue to be paying 15 or 16,000 as tuition fees in university. It will not work with student loans, which makes sense. They've increased it to about 10 billion, and they've also added, that's why it's taking a bit of time, learning trade and all of that too. But the real thing that will make it work is, I believe that nothing government does that is cast in stone. There will be changes, there will be corrections. That's why we said 500,000 will not work, because even the person earning 30,000 as minimum wage, in a family of two, that is 720,000. It goes past it. So that 500,000 will not work. But it is a laudable project in the right direction. People can collect loans. They say until when you are done with school, after 2 years, you start working before you start paying. Fine. If you don't work, you don't pay. So it's normal. And if you decide to travel outside the country, that is left for them to find a way to correct it. It doesn't stop us from stopping that project. A lot of people cannot afford to pay 100 or 120,000 as tuition fees. So if they are able to for government to help them to do that, so be it.
But the subsidies government are still giving, they continue to give. First one is there, NUC is there, and they are doing a lot of things in the school. But you find out that even most of the money government budget to the school, 80-25% of them are used for the current expenditure. It's even difficult for what government has to be able to make these schools work.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
I'm listening.
Now, you just talked about the fact that
I'm listening, sir.
Yeah, I'm driving on the question. Do you also share that level of that fear in the minds of a lot of people that the student loan would lead to high cost of education in Nigeria? Considering the conditions attached to the loan, how many people do you think can access these loans, Mr. Lakunle? Hello?
Okay, agreed. And what I'm trying to say about that, as I said, hello, and then there's nothing government does that is cast in stone.
Okay.
There will be reviews on all of these things. And I don't really believe that it would allow for unnecessary increase. Because already school fees has already been increased to about 100,000 plus for most schools that were paying 16,000. So it's not going to go beyond that. I don't see it as a place people will be able to use to do that. But we expect that ASUU should do more. Because most of these negotiations that has been done has only favored ASUU. ASUU has increased their days in school from 65 years to 70. They've gotten all their own payments done. Yet the students are the ones suffering for all of this. They are not standing by them, and that's the truth of the matter. So they need to wake up. And not everything is about strike, not everything is about fight, not everything is about... We've been striking since 1981. This is the 20th time they are planning for strike. What betterment have they brought to the universities and the general well-being of education in Nigeria?
Mr. Lakunle.
They need to wake up for Christ's sake. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for closing the conversation up for us today. And I want to appreciate everyone that joined the show, your messages, your comment on social media, and your calls. Don't forget 09136000410. That is the studio line to reach us on all our programs, and also follow us on our social media platforms. Facebook.com/Mainland98.3 FM. On X, formerly Twitter, it's Mainland FM. On Instagram and YouTube is Mainland98.3 FM. My name is 𝗪𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗪 𝗪𝗵𝘁𝗀. Thank you so much, Dr. Layi Oladipupo, a lecturer in the Department of Philosophy and also the acting director of Student Support Services from Adekunle University, for being with me on the show today. Join us tomorrow, same station, same time, 4 o'clock. The situation returns by 5 o'clock. By 5:30 rather. The headline needs to come through, and by 6 o'clock we'll be back for the Monday edition of Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. Stay out of trouble and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
They are Nigerians.
Good evening. Welcome to the Global News at 5:30 on 98.3 Mainland FM. In the highlights, Lagos gives relocation ultimatum to squatters and illegal motor parks in Obalende. Huriwa faults ₦1 billion request for federal government's wage committee. Rivers Rep seek probe of helicopter crash due to Wigwe's death. On the foreign scene, President Biden's campaign team joins app despite warnings of national security with TikTok. In sports, Ahmed Musa celebrates Super Eagles' AFCON journey. Now, the news in detail. We begin with this report. Lagos State Government yesterday gave a 4-day relocation notice to all squatters under the Obalende Bridge, as well as illegal motor park operators and buses who have moved to the main road.